I'm collecting hedge apples. There's a whole bunch of them down here. The old hedge apples. It's one of the few products that'll help keep spiders out of your homes. The old timers used them religiously for things like that and other uses. The cults, witch, and others also use them to ward off evil spirits. Whether you believe in it or not, doesn't hurt to have them around. Hedge apples. We have them in this area. A number of the old homesteads raised them. This is a dead homestead, but their apples live after they're gone, helping humanity stay safer. I hope you consider hedge apples. And there aren't very many homesteads left that haven't been bulldozed and the trees destroyed. But this is one of the few out in southwest Nebraska that still has a tree, a hedge apple tree, and the potential for profit for the poor people.
Okay. Hello, this is McCook, Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. And specifically today, we're going to talk a little bit about some of my projects. And of course, wild gourds is one of them, and of course the hedge apples that you saw at the beginning. And I'm using them, and my tests are aimed at trying to eliminate the need for herbicides and pesticides. And it's beyond promising that for many years now it's been proving locally that it works quite effective. Be that as it may, I understand I have to be very careful though, because you see, when you start doing any kind of testing, scientific if you will, that you're going to run into two enemies. As my daughter, which happens to have a PhD and she's a scientist, made it very clear to me. She said that if you did find, for an example, a $1 cure for cancer, they would target you. Because a corporation that stands to lose money for whatever you've invented, they would have no problem at all at executing you, or if nothing else, they'll just tell the government to have you arrested and put in a cage where nobody can get to you for the rest of your life and destroy all of the information that you've produced. Real simple. And so you've got to understand, just as the Dark Ages, the churches wouldn't allow anything out for information, today we have corporations and the government doing the same thing. Now, with that in mind though, you also have to be careful of whatever testing that you're doing, that you don't step over the line so that the government itself can demand that you have a laboratory license or arrest you for not having a laboratory license. So there's all sorts of laws out there. There's 158,000 on the books. Don't get in trouble. Check your laws before you play any games on scientific testing. With that in mind, I have had one test that's failed over the years, and I am losing the battle more every year, and that is that I give garden seeds to the kids and try to get them to think about being self-sufficient and growing their own food. Ever so small amount, but just starting to, at least start. And you can't blame the children, because the kids, they get free lunches at school, not just dinner, but also breakfast, and they send sack lunches home with them now. And rest assured, the corporations that do that and make money from that would not like someone trying to get children interested in growing their own food and maybe being self-sufficient. Take the next step, though. The families of the poor people, 47 million, are getting food stamps now. If you're getting free food, it's pretty hard to get someone interested in trying to grow food if they're just going to give you food. And so I have that battle to fight also. Then the next step is, even when I can get children to take seeds, and I give about 1,000 packs away every year, and but to get them to take them, and then their parents will still refuse them to grow that said food. They don't want to tear up a piece of the lawn, or they don't want to, even mess with anything like that. Now, the same people don't have any problem putting flowers out. And so I have this year, I was short of money, so I wasn't able to buy 1,000 packs of seed for this coming year. But what I did do is I bought a few hundred, and it's sunflower seeds. And so that's what I'm going to be giving away this year, on the idea that the kids will take sunflower seeds, and more of a chance that their parents won't say no to them for growing them. And that way they can grow, and even though, yes, it's a flower, but it's also a food. and that way they can grow their own sunflower seeds. A pack of sunflower seeds could easily get you about 20-25 pounds of seeds to harvest. And even if you didn't harvest them, at the least you're going to do is feed the wildlife, and I always like to feed my wild birds out back here, even though most of them are sparrows. But with that in mind, these are things that I attempt to do. And if by chance you'd have any other options and thoughts on how to get the kids more interested in gardening, this old man would sure be interested in trying to do it, because I've been failing in trying to get the kids to do that, and do more gardening and be more self-sufficient. Rate this film, and I sure appreciate any info you got for me.